Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. How about them Cowboys? Get a W. First one of the season, Sunday Night Football over the New York Football Giants, 20-13. And a game that we really dominated, especially on the defensive end. We'll start there. The story of the night. 6 sacks, holding the Giants to 35 yards rushing. They, coming into the game, build up with Saquon Barkley, number 2 overall pick. Many of us believe best player overall in the draft, their version of Zeke. We're able to shut him down in the run game. He did have a lot of catches and whatnot out of the backfield. We'll discuss that in a little bit. But overall, outstanding effort by this defense, outstanding effort by all levels of the defense. Taco Charlton, breakout game for him tonight. Can't say enough about his pressure, relentless pursuit on Eli Manning when he had opportunities. Forcing a fumble, was good against the run. DeMarcus Lawrence, to me, he handled his business. Considering the matchup with Eric Flowers, Tyrone Crawford, Antoine Woods, all these guys flash, and they're only going to get better. Randy Gregory coming back into the fold, David Irving coming back to the fold. This defensive line is going to be scary, guys. And that's now 2 games in a row that this defense has performed at a high level, and that should be the story of this team so far. Looking at the overall picture of the NFC East, right now we've basically captured the first division win. We're all 1-1 outside of the Giants, who are 0-2, and things are looking a lot better after whatever that was we put out on the field in Carolina a week ago. So a lot of things to be really pleased about. Obviously, Chris Richard is one of the unsung heroes of this team. I know a lot of us who are in the know have talked about his presence, his impact on this defense, his impact on the secondary. Odell Beckham, relatively quiet most of the game, 4 catches for 51 yards, not for a lack of trying. They took away a lot of his opportunities that he, quite frankly, he had against an elite defense in Jacksonville last week, and many of us saw what they did to New England today. He was quiet. Guys played their assignments wherever he was lined up. Some of that is Eli just not being very good. That's my opinion. Eli hasn't been good for a while, and I hope he remains the Giants quarterback, because he does give us opportunities. He's so immobile. He's not a quarterback that can really function in 2018. The amount of weapons that the Giants have, Evan Ingram, Sterling Shepard, you didn't hear from him tonight. These guys are silenced because they don't have a quarterback that can take advantage of it. That's something that I kind of hinted at last week, but I mean, it is what it is. But in terms of the Dallas Cowboys, really all night long, even Dorrance Armstrong flashed in the run game. Defense just playing lights out against guys. We only had really one bad breakdown that I saw at the end of the game with Evan Ingram, which to me can easily be corrected over film study and just communicating. So we can get that buttoned up. Obviously, the talk of the week was the offense. Most importantly, Dak Prescott, his performance, him, as I noted on this channel, holding us back to a big degree against Carolina. A lot of missed opportunities. He came out, called out by Landon Collins, and fired off a beautiful shot to Tavon Austin. Tavon's able to run under the ball and look like Tavon Awesome from back in the West Virginia days. He was able to fly in the end zone for a 64-yard touchdown. It's funny, it was a lot of big plays made all day for those of you who just got an opportunity to just sit around and watch football across the league. A lot of big pass plays, explosive plays, and for us to come out and do that really set the tone for the game. I know, overall our passing game is still broken. I mean, we outside of that play, we threw for maybe 90. I think out of that was like 96 yards or whatever when it's all said and done. But there's some good things to take away. Number 1, no turnovers. Number 2, I did think that we were better throwing the ball on first down and mixing it up, especially early. I thought Scott Linehan had a very good opening script to get us up 10-0. That's important. And I also thought that they kind of called the game kind of on a feel of how the game was. It was a defensive game. The Giants have always played us tough and well defensively. Even when we roll in 2016, they beat us twice, and we had a lot of trouble scoring against them. Their defense is kind of built to stop us if you really think about it, with Snacks and those guys up front. So all that considered, they did take a conservative approach when they got up. They realized their defense was hot. They could just kind of lean on them, maybe eat a little bit of clock, not turn the ball over, be a little bit more conservative after they knew they got the early lead and could kind of sit on it. Now, were there some missed opportunities? Absolutely. Dak Prescott has to make that throw to Rico Gathers. It was good to see Rico active and in there. I like that he was being used in the red zone. So we are starting to see a little bit of creativity. I saw some creativity with Tavon Austin. I liked, even though some of the plays all of them weren't explosive and gaining a whole bunch of yards, it's going to help open things up for Zeke. The one thing I would add is we need to utilize our running backs in the pass game better. We only leverage them right now on either screens or like flare passes. They have to do a better job of getting their running backs. I don't see Zeke running angle routes. I don't see Zeke really threatening the defense when we go 5 wide and really getting mashed up on linebackers and running real routes. I know that he's capable of that, and I would like to see him get that opportunity to get those kind of touches. I think it'll help him. You see Melvin Gordon today. I think he only had like 10 carries, but he blew up the Bills, catching the ball, getting the ball in different spots, catching the ball, doing a little up and out route to the sideline where he's able to flare and get a ball right out from Phillip Rivers into the end zone. Just creative ways to get the ball in people's hands. You see the same thing that Kansas City's able to do at Kareem Hunt. Across the league, running backs all over the place. I was watching the New England-Jacksonville game. Both quarterbacks throwing the ball a bunch of times, getting their running backs ball in space. I think us just always trying to pound the ball to Zeke. Now, it's not going to look good today because of the tackles that the Giants have, but just in general, it's kind of frustrating when we do the 3 yards in a cloud of dust sometimes, when there's a lot more available to us with the talent level that this guy possesses. As you saw, like with the Giants, for example, they weren't able to get anything generated in the run game, but they didn't make that as an excuse not to get Saquon Barkley efficient touches. Now, I think they overdid it and sacrificed the rest of their offensive game plan if they had one, and that affected them. But the way that Saquon was being used, I'm not saying Zeke is as dynamic a pass catcher and route runner and all that as he is, but he can be in that tier. And I would like to see him used a little bit more in that regard, but I am nitpicking a little bit there. Wide receivers today, when called upon, were good. I thought I saw guys winning in man coverage, whether it was Thompson or Hearns early, Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley made a great catch when Dak kind of, he's always kind of struggled a little bit more throwing towards the sidelines, more outs. And there was a ball he threw where Cole Beasley ran in front of Jackrabbit, caught it on a 3rd down, a pass that could have very easily been intercepted. That's what I meant last week about coming back to the football and just being more effective, looking out for your quarterback. Cole Beasley's such a smart football player. We're very fortunate to have him within the framework of our offense. I don't know if we completed a pass to the tight ends today. No, we didn't have any completions to the tight ends today, so want to see them a little bit more incorporated, maybe down the seams in the middle of the offense. But again, we were a little conservative. It's encouraging to see Dak sharper and more accurate on 1st down. That's a plus. Where I'm a little concerned still is 3rd down passing. He did seem to thread the needle a couple times, but then we had some penalty issues with some holdings that stalled some drives. That's going to be a concern. But when we get behind the chains, we're going to have to still show teams that we can consistently move the ball in the air and open things up. The spread concepts, the RPOs, the zone reads, All that stuff was excellent today. It needs to be continuously a part of the game plan for Dak. I could just see him comfortable today, putting his head down. He was able to lead the team, fight hard. Even that, I remember the Arizona game last year where he flipped into the end zone. That was a play that got him going. That stuff has to be a part of their weekly install every week. I will give them credit for being balanced today. They, at one point in the game, I noticed it was 25 run to 25 pass. I think they finished, maybe it was 24, 25 runs. So they were even, yeah. It was 25 runs and 25 passes. Very, very balanced effort. And they were able to close the game at the end on the Ezekiel Elliott touchdown. So overall, great effort. I liked what I saw from Connor Williams today. There were a few people that I want to kind of give a call out to. Sean Lee, inevitably had his hamstring injury. I did see him back on there on Hand's team after Blake Jarwin messed up, so he replaced him. So that doesn't look like it's too much of a concern. Leighton Vander Esch got a lot of snaps at the end of the game. It was good to see him make some open field tackles. He did seem to be sinking his hips well and moving around. Liked what I saw of Jalen. He blew up Eli in the middle of the field, which is, that was the get off your couch exciting moment defensively. But overall, the team speed, Awuzie's coverage, especially matched up with Beckham, able to stay with him stride for stride. The slot blitzing, just love the blitz concepts that we've added with this group. Chris Richard, I can't say enough good things about that. So moving forward, we'll have to take a good look at Seattle tomorrow night. They're our next opponent. We go up there next Sunday. They are playing the Bears, I believe, tomorrow night, Monday Night Football. So it'll be a good opportunity to check them out and see what we can take advantage of and hopefully get to 2-1. Hopefully progress this passing game, because Seattle's going to take away. They're going to meet us at the line of scrimmage. They're going to be physical. But there's, with that being said, as you saw today with all the blitzing that was going on, there's going to be opportunities for big plays down the field, and that's the other thing. This was a good step forward for Dak Prescott. The next thing I would like to see, in addition to just being sharper on third down passing, is, and this comes with experience, because it took all of the guys we've seen a while to get there, is identifying his protections. And he did that okay today, but there were some times where we did have some overload blitzes where I think he could have either shifted the running back into helping protection or moving something over or shifting the line to better chip, where he automatically had to throw the ball away because there was an unblocked man. So just, again, those are things where we're nitpicking there, but Seattle's gonna play us in a similar manner and be aggressive. So again, there's going to be opportunities. You're seeing the improvement of the speed in the wide receiver room, guys showing a burst, better separation today. So overall, very, very pleased with this effort. They have a lot to clean up offensively if they have to be from a come from behind mode. But this is a team right now built on their defense. Also, shout out to Brett Maher for hitting his field goals. We haven't really seen him under duress yet, so he needs to be tested. But so far, so good in that regard this week. Other than that, guys, y'all let me know in the comments what you think. That was a good effort, good step forward. We improved week to week, which is what you always want to see with your football team. Now we need to see that consistency, as well as the offense just continuing to supplement our defense and whatnot. But y'all let me know. It's late. I'm tired, but I'm glad we got to see a W. Cowboys win. Appreciate y'all.